Hey, welcome back to another episode of Sis Stop Sulkin. I am your favorite accountability coach, and this is the space where we help you balance life, boost self-love, and crush your goals daily. If you are new here, welcome to my space where growth gets real. And if today's conversation touches your heart, gives you a gentle push, don't forget to like, subscribe, and pass it to a sister who needs it. My guest today is not only powerful in her profession, but also close to my heart. She is a licensed insurance agent in both New York and Pennsylvania, specializing in personal, auto, home, short-term disability, and life insurance. She's passionate about educating and empowering people who look like us to understand the importance of life insurance and preparing for the future. And that's no matter how tough those conversations can get, right?
Right.
She is also my sacred sister. She's helped me and my family get covered and protected, and I am beyond grateful for the work that she does. So let's give a warm welcome to my girl, incredible Tashanna Moore.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so happy to be here. Oh, my nerves. I'm so excited.
Yes, we just gonna have a regular conversation like we do in West Bath.
Exactly.
So before we get in, let's just do a quick icebreaker.
Right.
It's called This or That.
Okay.
So I'm going to say two things, and you just say which one pops in your head first.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Ready.
All right. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
Books or podcasts?
Ooh. Books.
Okay. Solo trip or girls trip?
Girls trip.
Journaling or voice notes?
Journaling.
Vision board or digital planner?
Vision board.
Cute heels or comfy sneakers?
Comfy sneakers.
Sweet or salty?
Ooh. I like to mix a hint of both. But if I have to choose, I'm going to say sweet.
Okay, but you like a little. Text or phone call?
Text.
Brunch date or dinner party?
Ooh. Brunch date.
Beach day or spa day?
Beach day.
Music playlist or podcast episode?
Music playlist.
Stay in or go out?
I'd much rather stay in.
Make a list or go with the flow?
It depends on what it is. Because I'm a bit of both. Well, I'm going to make a list.
Okay,
I'm going to make a list. I'm going to make a list. Once I get to my first dot on my list, I might go with the flow once I get there. But I'm going to make a list.
But initially, right? That's cute. Heels off first or bra off first?
Heels off first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
At the door.
Right. That was fun.
Yes, it was.
All right. So let's get into it because I'm excited. And I think this conversation is super important.
Yeah.
I think that it's alarming to me to know how many people are uncovered.
Right.
Right. And so it's just like, wow, really? Like you're 40, you're 50, you're 60, right? So yeah, so just introduce yourself. I know I did, but just tell us a little bit about what you do and what your passion, like why is it your passion?
So, as you said, I'm a licensed insurance agent. The part of it that's my passion is the life insurance part.
Got it.
And for me, it's that portion of it because it's so many of us who don't have it. And it's always, oh, I don't need that. I'm too young. Oh, I don't need that. It's a scam. The biggest one is it's a scam. And I'm like, why do you believe that? You will insure your house. You will insure your car. You will insure your jewelry, but you won't insure your life.
And you have to have insurance on your phone.
And you have to have insurance on your phone. Everything is insured except you, yourself. I understand that sometimes people think that it may cost too much, but if you've never actually gotten a price of anything, you don't know what it is.
Exactly.
You don't know what you don't know, right? Usually it's way more affordable than any of those other things we just mentioned,
100%,
right? I also have to try to educate them on the fact that we were taught that we don't need life insurance due to oppression, right?
Right.
So it was kept from us. At some points way back, we were not allowed to have life
Right.
insurance. If it's a scam, they wouldn't keep it from you, right? So we start there. We also, you said 40 years old, 50 years old. Those people you think would understand and know that they need life insurance, but some people don't even make it there.
Yeah.
Right? So then you see the teenagers, the young adults who are now passing.
Yeah. But
Car
isn't that
accidents.
their parents' fault? You know?
It is, right? So, but now they're passing and they don't have any coverage. And now there's a GoFundMe page up, right? And I'm so sick and tired of seeing the GoFundMe. So I feel like I need to reach more people, right? More people need to reach out to me. I need to reach out to them. I need to make myself more available,
100%.
right? So I landed in life insurance because my family, I'm getting older. I'm in my 30s. My family members are getting older. I now have young children.
Right.
God forbid something happens to me. What happens with them, right? So that's the importance of it. We need to be creating generational wealth and also just financial stability,
Yes,
right?
yes.
If you own a home and you pass, who's paying off that mortgage? You
Right.
still have one, right? Majority of us do. Who's going to pay it off? Now it's your children's responsibility. That's not fair,
Yeah.
right? So I'm tired of being that community that we glorify getting it out of the mud.
Yeah.
Let's no longer do that. Let's allow our children to start with a clean slate.
I love it. And I think that, first of all, I just want to say, if you don't have a notebook, a journal, a pen to write this stuff down, or you can come back and watch it again, but I'm just saying, like, this is such good information. And so I just want to dig a little deeper. First, let's talk about I know you said that you were, like, how did you get actually into it? I know.
Honestly, I'm going to say it was spirit-led, right?
Okay.
Because I wasn't really looking for insurance positions. I had a kidney infection, right?
Okay.
So I was out of work from my previous job. And my job was way down in downtown Brooklyn, excuse me. And I no longer wanted to travel and commute from Queens down to downtown Brooklyn.
Right.
It was right after COVID, and I've been working from home all this time. I had just had a baby, and getting on the train made me feel claustrophobic. There was too many people coughing and all the things.
Yeah.
The anxiety was through the roof, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
So I just started searching. I'm looking for jobs, and State Farm, like, my job just kept popping up. And I'm like, let's look into this, right? So I looked into it, and the position that I applied for is not the position that I'm in.
Okay.
Right? So I walk in, and he's like, okay, so are you opposed to getting licensed to sell life insurance? And I'm like, no, I'm not opposed to it.
So what was the
But
position?
A receptionist.
Okay.
But I went for the receptionist position just because, again, I had just had a baby not too long ago.
Right.
It was close to home. It was close to my kids'
Right.
schools. I needed something that was convenient, but would also make me some money. And he offered me a totally different position. And he offered to assist me with my licensing.
Oh, wow.
So I was like,
Definitely spirit-led.
definitely. I just showed up, and God showed out,
Yes,
right?
yes, I love it.
So that's what landed me in the space. I went for my licensing, I passed all my tests and all the things, and the challenge was, okay, you have to sell this many life policies. And I'm not a salesperson.
Right.
I'm not here to try to force you or persuade you. I
Yeah.
want you to believe in it,
Yeah.
right? So in order for me to get you to believe in it, we have to see what's missing. Like, why don't you believe in it in the first place, right? So let's start there. So yes, that's how I ended up in this space.
Okay.
Right?
Do they teach you, like, or do they, like, give you, like, the history, or is that just something that you just, from what you saw, from what you witnessed, you just was like, okay, this is something that everybody needs, and which we know, right?
Right.
But it's just crazy to me that so many people don't have it. Like I said, like,
Right. So no, they don't teach you the history of it.
Okay.
They don't teach you all the backstory or anything behind it. You have to do your own research for things
Gotcha.
like that. There's books and things that were recommended to me for me to
Okay.
read by my boss. But other than that, they just tell you, they give you the textbook names of everything and
Okay.
how it is, but not the real nitty gritty as to how it came about, where it came about, why it is that so many of us don't have it.
Right.
And we don't have it because we were told
Right.
that we couldn't have
So they
it.
wouldn't really tell us that anyway. But
They wouldn't tell us that. We were told that we couldn't have it, and then that just morphed into we don't need it, right? But how many times do we see that? That's not true.
that's crazy.
Right.
So what is the funniest or most ridiculous story or excuse that you've received from?
The most ridiculous one to me is I'm too young. There's no such thing to me as you're too young. That's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. You drive a car. You can get into an accident. You have a motorcycle. You can get into an accident.
Right.
You cross the street. Anything can
Sure.
happen, right? So to me, you saying, "Oh no, I don't need it. I'm too young. I have so much life ahead of me." We don't know how much time we
That's
have,
for sure.
right?
That's for sure.
So any excuse to me, pretty much, is ridiculous. What do you mean? Why wouldn't we need this?
Yeah.
So who's gonna pay for that?
Right. No, yeah.
That's the bottom line. So who's gonna pay for it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So in this new job,
Yeah.
and even though you understand the importance of it and you understand that everyone needs it, there has to be, when you have to make these contacts,
Right.
some thoughts or some limiting beliefs or some things that kind of like get you like, because again, you said you're not a salesperson, but
Right.
it is taken as, because there's companies that's like all over that seems like they're pushing
It.
which it is an important thing, but they're doing it in a way that makes people feel like, oh, it's so pushy, when they're just not educated on
Right.
it. So what are some of the things, how do you get through those limiting or those things that may be like, I just don't fit, like, to get to where this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm pushing?
Honestly, I feel like it's just asking questions. And so just like we're having a conversation, we're talking. You're normally, a lot of the times too, I don't make cold calls. I'm not just
Okay.
calling people asking them,
Okay.
oh, do you have life insurance? No. You call me because you have auto, or you have home,
Gotcha.
or you want me to look into your policies. And I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I see you have your car here, you have your house here. Where's your life insurance? That's my first quote. Where do you have your life insurance?
So that makes
So if you don't have any, well, why don't you have any? Then I can automatically know where your mind is, why it's not important to you. Or if you do have some, oh, where do you have it? You have it at work. Well, how much do you have? If you don't know, then there's more conversation to come through. If you don't have any at all, but you have a family, we've talked and we're talking about your children, your dog. Oh, you just bought a home. I'm insuring your house. Okay. So another way we say life insurance sometimes is like mortgage protection. All right, so you have this home, you just bought it, you have this mortgage, God forbid something happens to you. How are we going to pay off this mortgage? It's a mortgage protection plan. That's what your life insurance
Okay.
is, right? So that's how
Gotcha.
I usually maneuver the conversation. I'm not just going to call you out on a whim. Oh, you don't have life insurance? Because I'm not like that. I'm not knocking on your
Yeah.
door. I'm not hounding you. I'm just going to educate you, because even if you don't get it with me,
Just
I
get
want
it.
you to have something
Yes,
somewhere.
sure. So now if someone says they have it through their job, is that because I have through my job and,
Right.
through you? But
Yes.
but yeah, and it's not, and people think it is expensive, but it's really not
Right.
when you think of the bigger picture, right? But if they have it through their job, is that okay? Should they have additional? Like, what's your take on that?
So it depends on how much their job is providing them.
Okay.
So normally your job may give you 1 to 2 years of your salary. If you only make $75,000, you get $150,000. Okay, that'll take care of some of the bills, but will it cover everything, right? Now, if you decide to leave that job, you don't take the life insurance with you. Does your life, most times, no, right? So if you get fired, if you leave, you no longer have that plan.
Gotcha.
Right? So you want to have something that both you own and maybe that group plan. But if you have that group plan, make sure that it's enough. If you don't have enough, take the difference and get your own personal, something that you own outright.
That's good. Okay, that's good to know. And so with that, with the work, the job, work, and then the additional plan, right? So if you want, so how can we reach more people without outreach? Like do you do like pop-ups, or obviously here you're going to get,
Yes.
people are going to see it, but what is your plan or your thoughts around, I need people to get this. I'm not salesy. I'm with you on that.
Right.
But what do you think? Do you do social media?
So I do have a social media account. I'm not really that big on it though, but I do community events. And so my team and I, we go out to schools. We have a relationship now with Uniondale, actually, football team, a youth football team here. So we do food drives. In May, yes, next month we're doing the lupus awareness walk. So we'll put up a tent, we'll help, do
there you go.
donors,
Yeah.
things like that. And I also I show up, and I also ask people for referrals. So once we've committed a relationship, we are now locked in.
Yeah.
All right. So make sure that you tell others. Again, tell them about the actual service that you're receiving, the benefit that you're getting from it. You don't even need to tell them my name. Just let them know that this is what you have and why you got it, why you felt that it was necessary. Because people will buy things when it's heard from someone that they know, they like, and they trust.
100%. And that's the best type of marketing and best type of, getting it out there by word of mouth.
Yeah.
Because if you like it or you don't, somebody's going to tell somebody.
Somebody's going to tell somebody, right?
So, yeah.
And some people will say, well, she said she didn't like it, but I'm going to see for myself. So all news is good news. Any publicity for me is good. I'm good.
No, that's good. I love that. So let's switch gears just a little bit, right? And you mentioned, because on this show we talk about, life balance, we talk about self-love, and we talk about goals, right? So as a mom, wife, all those things, life insurance agent, all of that, what are you doing for yourself, self-care wise?
Self-care wise. So I journal. I take one day a week to give myself a facial, go get my nails and feet done. I take at least 15 minutes a day and do a workout. And I honestly just started that about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And before I would go to the gym here and there, but I wanted to be more disciplined. This year I said I'm going to be more disciplined. And for me, reading a book, having some me time, because you can definitely easily get bogged down between the children, the work, the job, the home.
Oh my gosh.
I just need some time. So I will request just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yes, so my journal will be out. I got myself a new, it's called the My Creative Bible.
Okay.
And I am doing my own Bible study by myself.
Awesome.
And it has coloring pages in it.
Really?
Okay, inner child is screaming
Oh
and
my
happy.
gosh.
Okay, I'm
Look at
coloring.
my inner child.
I'm coloring and highlighting. So yeah, and when I say I just feel so at peace right now, anything that I can do to fit me in, I'm gonna do it. If I want to go out, because like I said, I'm a homebody, but if I want to go out, I'm gonna go out. I'm just honoring whatever it is that I'm feeling.
All of that. I just started my own Bible study also. It's 52 weeks women's Bible study.
I saw that and I was going to get it too. But I was like, let me start with
But the coloring, that got me. I'm intrigued. You got to share that.
My creative. I'm going to tell you.
Because it's like, okay, so I wanted to do it with the women in my church. Like okay.
Let's be specific.
You get what I was like. I was like, who else is this? No, but and so we thought about it, but our time and our schedule and everything like that. And so a couple of my sisters had started it, and then I just had other things going on, being in the collective and all of that. And so I pulled it out again, and I just started again. And what I also found was there's on YouTube where there's a man who reads the Bible. Well, it's not. I think it's like a whole thing because they do different voice inflections and everything. Yeah, and so I am able to listen to that, and it really feels like a story. And then I do my journaling after. So it's funny that we're both in our own personal Bible study right now.
There's a girl, just like you said, the guy on YouTube. There's a girl on Instagram who she's doing the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And she is so animated, but she makes it fun. So I'll watch her snippets here and there, but I'm very much trying to do it myself because I want it to be my own interpretation too, right? Yes. Because I want it to feel true to me.
Yes. And that's what I always pray before I start is like, just God give me the gift of interpretation. Like, what is the message that you want me to take from this, and you want me, because everybody, I mean, the word is the word, right? The word is the word, but some people take it a whole different way. And then once it's revealed to you by God that, what he's trying to say, you like,
Right.
You know? And so, yes. So I love that. Yeah, for sure. So basically where I was going with that, I just lost my thought. But with self-care
Yeah.
and, finding those little pockets of time, you find that there is some balance there. Like,
Absolutely, because when there is no balance, it's overwhelm, chaos, and confusion. And I am very much, Scorpio.
yes, yes, yes.
And when we get there to that space of overwhelm and overstimulation, it's not pretty.
No.
So I have to maintain balance in order to maintain self.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And I can tell when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be
When
doing
I'm
for
out of
me.
balance, yes.
Because when I'm out of balance, it gets a little bit nasty. So I try to keep away from that side as much as possible. So again, if it's only 15 minutes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
As much
And
as I
that's
can.
important as much as you can. I think the self-awareness is what's most important, is knowing like, okay, I'm getting to a point where, I need to step
a lot,
away,
yes.
or I need to revisit this, or I need to increase my self-care here or decrease somewhere else or whatever. So yeah, I love that. And so before we leave, I just want you to give us some tips, or what's the first steps to maybe getting a policy or finding out some information. Where can they go? What do they do? Like, just give us a couple of first steps.
My first step would be to figure out how much life insurance I need, right? So you can check on what loans you have,
Okay.
what debts you have, what outstanding, right? Usually final expenses put you in the ground, at least have 25,000,
Okay.
right? Because 11,000 is usually about good, but 25,000 will make sure you're perfect. So loans, debt, education expenses for your children, if they are growing up and you want to make sure that there's something away for them for college, factor that in. Income replacement, whatever you make. If your children are 10 and 12 and you want to have them covered until they're 18, how many years is that? Multiply that by how much you make, factor that in, and you may come up with a big figure, right? It's okay, right?
That's
okay.
what I was doing in my head. I'm like,
It's
like, okay.
right? Because a lot of that is all temporary. It's temporary needs. Your
Yes.
mortgage is a temporary need. Your car note is a temporary need. Those things, that's what you would get in a term temporary policy, right? And those are usually way less expensive than a whole life policy.
Right, okay.
So that you can get and cover your children, cover your assets, and in event, God forbid, something happens to you prematurely. Now, with permanent insurance, you only need, I would say, anywhere between 25,000 to 100,000.
Wait, so you're saying term and
Permanent.
okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you got to break that down a little
So term policy, again, is going to cover your assets. Everything that is able to be paid off, but that is not paid off yet.
Okay,
Right? So
okay.
that's going to cover anything, your home, your car, all those things that if something happens to you today, it can be paid off and wipe that slate clean.
Got it, okay.
The permanent is going to last you your entire life. Term is usually just maybe 10, 20, 30 years.
bit. Okay.
Permanent is going to last you your entire lifespan until 120, right?
So it's good to probably have both.
So it's good to have both. In most instances, I usually say carry a small permanent policy, anywhere between 25,000 to 100,000.
Okay.
Carry a larger term policy for those assets that you want to take care of, right? Because the term is going to expire, but so will those bills, right? So you're going to make sure you get it for the time frame in which those bills will expire,
Gotcha.
right? Permanent policy is going to be the policy where you can take cash money from.
Okay.
You can take loans off of it. You can take partial withdrawals from it.
Okay.
So again, it's going to last you your entire life. As it builds that cash value, you can still use that as living expenses. You can take money off of it, put that towards your child's tuition. Take money off of it, put it as a down payment on something.
How
right?
soon can you do that?
So it depends on the policy.
Look,
It depends on the policy.
Yes.
So yes, I would suggest speaking with someone in the life insurance
Yeah,
business, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
I am always going to shout out State Farm because that's who I work
Yes,
for.
yes.
Well, my agent, I work for Tony Petrozello, my agent. He's wonderful. But State Farm, It's not expensive. They're going to give you a good quote. They have all different types of insurance, term, permanent, universal.
Okay.
A lot of people have been talking about universal. We don't really do the indexed universal life, but we do have a variable in different types of universal life as well. But yeah, get with someone who is knowledgeable in the field. Speak to them, get a quote.
Get with someone, get with you.
Get with me. But
get with you.
Get with me, of course. But wherever you feel comfortable. Because like I said, people
Yeah.
go to people they know, they like, they trust. Hopefully you like me now.
Right. Exactly.
Hopefully you like me now.
You see, we trust you. You know what you're talking about, right?
Right. So yeah,
All right.
find a life insurance agent.
So I'm
Get a
hearing
quote.
take an audit on all of your expenses, all of your
expenses.
stuff, so you know when you speak to Tashanna, you know what the amount that you need.
Yes.
And then you find someone that's going to walk you through it. You don't have to do it alone.
Exactly.
You don't have to go at it by yourself.
Right.
And so I love that. And I hope if you're listening and you don't have insurance that you are going to follow her. She's going to give you her information where you can connect. It will be in the show notes.
Yes.
And so I just want to thank you so much. So tell everybody where they can find you. This was really good.
Thank you. Well, you can find me on Instagram _opportunity_Knox.
I love that.
Thank you. And also I'm on Facebook, Tashanna Moore. And I have my business cards. I can give you some.
Yeah, I'll drop your information in the show notes for sure.
But yes, and I'm at Anthony Petrozzella Agency, State Farm. If you want to look a State Farm up, Anthony Petrozzella Agency.
Okay.
All right.
Cool,
Right
cool.
here in Rosedale, Queens, New York.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
All right, so it's right there. Okay. Well, thank you so much again for coming.
Thank
I
you for having
appreciate
me.
you.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. So if you heard something important, which I know you did, I hope you wrote it down, but I want you to share this with at least one friend, maybe two. Follow Tashanna on all her platforms, Opportunity Knox and Tashanna Moore on Facebook. And also don't forget to follow me, Tasha Talks Life, everywhere, and like and subscribe to the show. I want you to be well, have an amazing rest of the week. Oh, wait, Tashanna, what would you tell your younger self?
I would tell my younger self, be fearless, but don't be stupid.
Oh, I'm glad I stopped it. Because at the end of every episode, I want us to give to our younger generation, right?
Yes.
So I asked, what would we tell our younger self? And I love that. Be fearless, but don't be stupid.
Yes.
That's good. We can't close it out no better than that. So you have an amazing rest of the week. Until next episode.
Bye.
That was so good.
Oh.
You feel good right now?
Yes.